Today is Arctic Sea Ice Day. It was created by Polar Bears International to highlight how important sea ice is to many of the animals that live in our far north. Animals like polar bears and beluga whales. Sea ice is declining with the Arctic region warming because of climate change. Joining us now to tell us more about the importance of sea ice is Elisa McCall from Polar Bears International. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for joining us. Now tell us about sea ice, how it's used by the animals in the north.
We like to say that sea ice is to the ocean what soil is to a forest. So it's really forming the base of the food chain in the Arctic. Algae is growing inside sea ice, acting like the plants. Those are feeding the little creatures like copepods, which are feeding the fish, feeding the seals, the whales, the polar bears, and of course people live across the north too and rely on sea ice. So Arctic sea ice is really critical. It's important we have it in the north.
But climate change is affecting sea ice in the north. Tell us what's going on.
Right, as temperatures are warming, as we're trapping too many greenhouse gases in our atmosphere, we are losing sea ice as the water in the atmosphere warms up. The good news is we know we can keep Arctic sea ice if we can switch to better energy sources like solar and wind and that cleaner stuff. And the sea ice is good for all of us around the world, too. We like to say that sea ice is Earth's air conditioner. It's cooling climates across the planet. So no matter where we live, we're impacted by sea ice. So we really do want to preserve it in the north for people in the north, people outside of the north, and all the animals that rely on it, too.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the sea ice's condition this year. What is it looking like so far this year?
Unfortunately, 2025 is currently on track with 2012, which is the lowest. They particularly broke up quite early this year. So, yeah, we're keeping an eye on it. The minimum extent will reach in September, and we'll see what it looks like then.
And so already, what are you seeing with the animals that depend on that ice in the far north here?
It looks like the polar bears in western Hudson Bay did have the early breakup, so many of them are onshore or heading to shore already. This is also the time of the year where we celebrate the beluga whales in the Churchill River and across Hudson Bay, and we're live streaming them starting today. And we'll see how they're doing. I think they're probably doing okay, so that's a reason to smile today for sure.
So on this Arctic Sea Ice Day, what do you want people to think about?
We want to just reflect on why it's important to keep it cool. I think the best time to actually celebrate ice is when we're warm and hot, and we can remember the importance of being cold and having cold in our lives. So if people can talk about what they care about, then other people will care about it. Humans care about what other humans care about. So talk about sea ice, talk about what matters in your own backyard, talk about how cool all the wildlife is in Manitoba, how special it is, and why we should want to keep these things around.
Let's go back to this year and what you're seeing so far. You saw 2 jellyfish species for the first time ever in Hudson Bay. What does that mean?
Right, that's really cool. So this is part of the Beluga Bits project, which is run by the Assiniboine Park Zoo in partnership with us and Explore.org on these underwater cameras that we run. Yeah, finding these jellyfish was really exciting and honestly not quite sure what it means yet. Maybe they've already been there and we didn't know. Maybe they're shifting. We are seeing a lot of shifts in northern oceans right now as species move up and the water's warm. So we have a lot more to learn.
And we can actually watch the beluga whales as well. Tell us about some of the cams that are set up.
The Beluga Cams are some of our favorites, so we're launching them in the Churchill River today. The above water cam is great, captures all sorts of sights and sounds, but the underwater cam captures the beluga whales swimming. You can listen to them all day long. They're so chatty, talkative. They bring their babies up to the camera. It's a good idea to take a beluga break every day. I think in the summer we love having the belugas on in the background.
Oh my goodness, I love everything about this. Thank you, Elisa, for sharing this with us.